hit that like button for me, and let's get to this video because I wanted to bring out the facts to you that I told you guys. Not only this was a blood sacrifice, I told you that they didn't want this man to become the next president. They didn't they didn't want Charlie, you know, Kirk to be the next president. So Trump believes that Charlie Kirk could have become president. Now this just came out. Mind you what I told you guys, you know what I mean, on the last video. So President Donald Trump privately, you know what I mean, said that Charlie Kirk could have been the next president of the United States. So now, according to reports, the death of Charlie in a phone call with CNBC, Joe Kernan, where he also said the mega activist could have become a president one day. Now, Joe revealed details of the emotionally charged conversations on Thursday morning, hours after the turning point of the U.S. founder was killed by a single bullet at a Utah Valley University. Trump says he was devastated, according to reports. Then he went on to say the country will heal. Now, Joe Kernan says on the show this morning, he also says Trump, 79, touted the 31-year-old as a future president. So I told you guys, when I'm right, man. And when I'm right, I'm still not going to never get an apology from you. Because when I'm right, I'm right. I'm telling you, I just told y'all on my last video that even though this was an inside hit, they saw this young man was going to grow one day to become president. I said that. And the fact of the matter that I said that, man, a lot of you guys thought I was capping, man. Lying, capping. So it says here now, according to the report, he says, what a guy, what a great individual. He says he helped him greatly in the last election. And think that Charlie could have become president someday. He was such a talented guy. Joe Kernan explained it. Now, Joe added that the main reason of the call was to congratulate the team on their 30 years. So it says, according to report, Charlie, who was married with 2 children, had been speaking to a crowd at Utah Valley University when he was shot from a distance. Social media footage shows a potential suspect on the roof of a building about 200 yards away from where Charlie had been entertaining the crowd. Despite 2 suspects being arrested and then released, the FBI have not yet apprehended the shooters. They have, however, found what might be the murder weapon. A high power bolt action rifle was recovered near the site of the shooting. That rifle was recovered in a wooden area where the shooter had fled. FBI special agents in charge, Robert says at a press conference. The FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected the footwear impression, a palm print, and a forearm imprint for analysis. He vowed to catch the killer. We are investing everything we have into this. And we can catch this individual, Robert says. Now, Charlie's stop at the university was one of the many he had scheduled as part of what he had talked an American comeback tour. The tour was put on by Turning Point USA, the convertative groups he founded. Now, I told you guys, man, I told you guys, haven't I said that this was assassination because this young man was going to become president? Haven't I knew this. That's why I had to be back with another video. Because I knew that whoever, I think this was an inside hit, you guys. Not only they saw this young man growing, but they took this man's life, man. He was 31 years old, was going to run for the next president one day. I told y'all. I told y'all this. Now, the president, Donald Trump, he's very upset. He's very upset. As right now, Donald Trump's talking about deploying massive troops in New York, Chicago. I'm telling you, man, this thing finna get real funky like. I need y'all to smash that like button, man. Share this video, man. Smash that like button. It's 40 of you guys here. Don't cost you anything. Smash that like button, man. I told you what a great man he was going to be to run for president. I said this to you guys, man. I had to bring out the facts, man. I had to bring out the facts to you because why was he assassinated? I told you guys how this was an inside hit. Now you're going to hear how highly Trump, speaks of him. So according to reports, let's go back to reports here. Trump also condemned the killing. He says he was filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination. In a video post on his Truth Social platform, Charlie killing marks a dark moment for America, he added. Speaking to reporters after a 9/11 memorial at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. on Thursday, he says he will meet with Charlie's family this afternoon. I can't believe Charlie, Trump says, what a great guy he was. Pressed for more details on the investigation, he added. What you've seen on the news is what it is, he says. They have a virtual manhunt out there. We see what happened. We hope they get him. Now, I'm going to roll this clip, man, because Trump is, furious. Trump is angry right now, man. He's angry, man. Just listen for, what Trump have to say, man. Let me roll this clip.
Are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't have a battery for. I'm sorry it's drawing you guys insane that I don't have a battery for this and y'all just hearing the smoke detector going off. I can't help it right now. I promise that I'll try to fix it by the end of this week. But just please bear with me. Please. Let's go.
And it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died. The values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie...
Look, man. Man, they saw this man was finna be president of the United States, man. I told you guys, I had to lay in the facts. You know, a lot of people think I was just capping on this man, man. There's a lot of YouTubers, man, and they know who they are, man. They really was trying to cap on Charlie, man. I know they may not been a lot of things people may have, you know what I mean, disagree with, but this man, man, I guess he was the next thing, man. I guess he was the next thing. And they couldn't believe, man, how he was growing, man. And it's sad what he got to leave behind, man. Behind you got these senseless people. This was a plot, fam. I don't care what people say. This was a plot. This was a plot, man. They didn't want this man shining, man. He was gonna probably change America, man. And people don't, you know what I mean? They don't, especially he was young coming too. This man was young. You know? That's the thing I was trying to say on my last video to you guys, man. We don't have no young president. It's like we get these old presidents, man. They don't want no young president on the rise, man. They don't.
His voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
And those were the comments that President Trump posted to his Truth Social account regarding the...
Let me tell y'all something. They're gonna be talking about this. They're gonna be talking about this for a while. Because there's gonna be a lot of great things said about him. But the main thing people don't seem to realize the Jeffrey Epstein files. So yes, we distracted, y'all. We distracted. You know, Charlie was a wonderful guy. It's sad. It's sad to see how people could just like have their own opinions about the man. Like, well, he said this, he said that. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, man, here's a guy, you know what I mean, that was working, was coming along, man, was coming along. And when you get a new guy that was on the rise, that was gonna, you know what I mean, change America. It's all for change. He's young. I don't think you get a president 31 that young in office. You know, you'll never hear a young president will run one day, and they knew it. And since they knew this was a chance, this was an inside job. This was an inside plot, man. It's sad, man. It's sad what the country lived with. See, this is the savagery, I say, of America. The savagery of America, man. I want y'all to pay no attention to this alarm, because I'm getting tired of hearing it, and I know y'all get tired. I'm gonna work on it. But yeah, this becomes a problem, y'all. This becoming an issue, y'all. You know, they didn't, you know what I mean? They didn't want Trump being president. Trump survived three assassination attempts because they didn't want Trump to be president of the United States. So you think that they wanted Charlie at 31 years old to be president? They knew he was going to become president one day. They knew it, but you probably didn't know. I told you I had to come back with this video and bring in the facts to you that they assassinate this man because they saw he not only he was a, you know what I mean, a activist, you know what I mean, and what he, you know what I mean, advocates, you know what I mean. They saw this man growing, you know, and this is why you get outlaws, you get violent outlaws, assassinators. This is why you see the savagery of America. This is America for you. Let's go. But let me say this: I got 112 you guys, and nobody's. I got 10 people just smash the like button.
Deadly shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He was 31 years old and he is survived by a wife and 2 children. We do want to step away for a brief commercial break, but when we come back and play out the latest update that we got from investigators down there on the ground, including what they know about the suspect so far, that shooter is still at large. Stay with us.
She's on her way back right now. I'll say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who were witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost.
Let me tell y'all something, man. You know, a lot of families is grieved by this, man. Because you can't get a life back. People do things, like I always say, they do things despiteful. We live in a society world where it's so people so hateful. So you can't look, you can't even go outside and talk to someone without you processing, thinking that, you know what I mean, that people minds is evil. You know what I mean? Their minds is evil. All this man was saying good things. You know what I mean? Saying good things, lighting good people. You know what I mean? That was, you know what I mean, that was around him. And when you're a good man, you say good things. You know what I mean? This is a thing you gotta go through. He wasn't expecting for his life, you know what I mean, to get taken. He was at a rally, rallying the crowd before shots was fired. You know, you guys, man, we live in a sick society world, man. That's why I knew, the moment I knew, and he was a young man. The moment I knew when he was shot, I knew that, yeah, they did this because they didn't want this man to run. They didn't want this man to be the next president. Especially when you young. See, when you young like that, you got fresh ideas for American people. You got fresh ideas. You don't have no old ideas. This man had fresh ideas, man. And you see he was brutally assassinated, man. And you got police, like I'm gonna say it again, you got police, detective, FBI, Homeland Security, CIA, you got them all here, man. And you mean to tell me it been about 24 hours? They don't have a suspect, you know what I mean? The suspect's still at large. This is a good thing, you know what I mean, that they have, you know what I mean? They don't have no other good things, but to say the suspect's still at large. Come on, y'all. I want y'all to let this marinate a little bit. Use your discernment. Don't think for a second that this wasn't an inside job. That they wanted this man up out of here, man. Because he was young for one. He had he had a mind that a lot of people didn't have. So anything you start talking about, oh, making America great and things like that, and you young too. This might have been the president that made turn America back around again. This might have been the man to make America great again. But he was not given a chance. Are you following me? He was not given a chance. Just as much President, John F. Kennedy wasn't given a chance. He was not given a chance. So I want to take this moment. My condolences goes out to his family. That's what I want to share before I roll this tape. My condolences goes out to Kirk family. Let's go.
A husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah. Our nation is broken.
Our nation been broken, y'all, with these heinous crimes and acts. This whole thing, this been a government cover up. You mean to tell me America don't have the best homeland security? We don't have the best private investigators. We don't have the best homeland security. We don't have the best CIA. You mean to tell me we don't? You guys, this is a government cover-up, man. Use your discernment. This is a government cover-up. However they stretch this out, is however they're going to stretch this out. You don't let the killer get loose. See, you mean to tell me at every pep rally, you know what I mean? There's supposed to be enough policemen. It's supposed to be enough police agents. They're supposed to be already out on the scene. See, this is why, you know what I mean? This is why you have to be able to use your discernment, because look, man, they're gonna, however they drag this out, is however they're gonna drag this out, fam. Don't you see that this is a distraction? Don't you see they don't want you to talking about the Jeffrey Epstein, you know what I mean, files, because they know that on those files, that Trump been working with the FBI informant. They don't even want you to get on that. They want people to, forget about it. We got so much problems, man, right now. We dealing with political issues, political problems, these heinous crimes, these hateful crimes, these police crimes, you know what I mean? On black American, the black on black crimes, these white crimes. We got a whole big problem at hand. Let's go.
We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the new...
You know, this needs to bring us back together. You know, a lot of us, we mourn, we lose loved ones. You know what I mean? So many lives we lost here. But when we see things like this, y'all, this is where we need to be strong. This is where we need to come together. This is where we need to show unity. This is where we need to be a helping hand. This is where we need to grow as a people. This is where we need to think that we've been so separate and divided, where we need to kind of work on love and unity. We as a people, we all we have. Even when the end is coming, we need to learn how to work on love. You know, love. Now, I think here's where I think. I think that President Donald Trump don't have no kind of sympathy. He's not even sincere, because they can make sure that they can bring crime down, but they don't. They got enough. See, United States, America got enough money, but instead we go send trillions of dollars to Ukrainians, but don't take care of the needs of American people. Don't have a solution to take all homeless off the street, to decide to have shelters for homelessness, to start restitution on black American people, help American people. You know, look, guys, I ain't seen no kind of improvement. I haven't seen, look, have you seen any stimulus checks going around? Just think how much a world could be better. I know money can make the world go around, but I'm just saying it will bring a lot of pressure off American people. I would think it would be less killings, man, if America took care of home. America never take care of home, man. It's like I said this, I'm gonna say this again. China will take care of population. You know, Indian does not take care of her population because she depends on Britain. A father take care of home when he knows he got to go up where he got to get up in the morning. He got to, go to work and bring food to his family, put clothes on his family. A father knows how to take care of home. He know how to take care of his wife and his children. America, you know, I ain't never seen she could care of home. And you wonder why we the most hated, because America is the most country where, America loves to start a war, make herself to start a war, and then after a while she's trying to find peace when there's no peace. You're trying to go to forging country after all the years of making trouble, all the years warring, and then you find a way to trying to find peace when you already started a big conflict. And you got all these, forging leaders. They don't look. They look at Donald Trump as a joke. That's the reason why ain't nothing getting done, because ain't nobody taking Trump serious. They think Trump is a big joke. It's embarrassing that you go to forging country and these forging leaders laughing at you, and Trump goes to these forging country trying to shake things up, and they not see these forging leaders got so smart, man. They're not buying your policies. When he went into the Middle East, and go to trying to plan to make Gaza a bulwark nation, defenseless, and set up mobilization, and it backfired. I've been telling you guys, America doesn't have she doesn't even have power to exercise the East anymore. I want y'all to use y'all discernment, man. Why, why you think you see things the way it is. People been taking America for a big joke, man. And this is why you think this is why they wrote out a book that Trump will be last president. Trump, look, you gotta look at it. Trump is not going to let anyone come between what he got going on. He's not going to let anyone come between him what he got going on. That means he's not going to let, rest in peace to Charlie. He's not going to let him come between what he got going on, man. And this is why I feel this was an inside job. I told y'all, man. I didn't sit here and told y'all, you know what I mean, that they killed this man because he was going to be the next president of the United States. I told y'all, and I had to be back, to give you guys a recap. Like I knew these people. The moment that I knew that they didn't even, they didn't even arrest the killer. This was a government cover up, man. Because they can stretch this out, so it gives time that people can just talk about this. See, whatever happened to the shooting that happened in Minneapolis when those three kids killed 17 people injured. They forgot about that story. Even though they came and solved, you know what I mean, solved everything. Even though they came and got the killer and everything, right? You don't hear that Minneapolis, you know what I mean. Those people that was inside, you know what I mean, the church, you know what I mean, doing prayer was killed. They don't really talk about that no more. You know, but now, you know, you see the assassination and the killer still at large. I want to say this to you, fam. Anything they do to drag out this, all they doing is dragging things out, man. Let's go.
News of this shooting. I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country, desperately need leaders. And imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms that those who hated what Charlie Cook stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us.
I promise you guys, I'm going in on this whole story, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the whole flip side, cause I love you. I'm gonna tell the whole get down. That the government, you know what I mean, has something to do with this inside hit, man. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, they don't want a young man on a rise. This man was on a rise, man. Now he gotta leave a family behind, man. I told people, man, because someone told me the other day that you think that, you know what I mean, Kamala Harris going to run for 2020, you know what I mean, 28. Nah, man. Nowadays, you know what I mean, people will assassinate you trying to run for president, man. Trump had to think about it, man. When Trump thought that he was going to run his second term, he was thinking about it. There's consequences, man. There's actually consequences, man. Now that Trump got over 3 attempts of assassination. They were trying to come after Trump, the president, man. And you still get people. There were still people making threats, man. You got to understand something, you guys. Being a president is not safe, man. Because when you're a president, you got to speak for the whole. People tired, man. People will assassinate presidents, man. This is how sick this world is, man. People will actually assassinate presidents of the United States. You started seeing it happening. Let's go.
All of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI director is boasting that that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
That is not George Zan.
That is not George Zinn. That is correct.
So are you still searching for or looking for another shooter or anybody else?
Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to the shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being in custody? Where? How long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved in the shooting?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Can you guys start with the possible shooter?
We. Do you want to talk about what we know there?
The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage. You can kind of guess what the quality of that is. We do know dressed in all dark clothing. We don't have much better description other than that. The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a potentially from a roof, yes, at a longer distance shot from a roof.
So to clarify, with the security camera footage you have and the person of interest is in custody, those not happening.
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
Did FBI or DHS have anything on this matter? I'll just say that the investigation's ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
So as you can see here, this was the latest update from investigators just yesterday. Very limited information as to what they could provide, especially because the search for the suspect does continue. The FBI, though, saying, quote, as soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake City field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical.
Speaking to Ed O'Connor, a firefighter who responded to the World Trade Center on his day off. He was off duty and ran to the site where everything happened. Explain to us, the emotions are probably still so vivid.
Yes, that morning I traveled in here when I could see the World Trade Center from Staten Island. I came in by ferry that morning, and I assisted however I could. I actually stayed here for 6 days before I went home. I had come here because there were people I knew, people I worked with, people I was related to, and I wanted to help however I could.
And you lost family members that day as well, right?
Yes, I come here, I volunteer here at the museum. It gives me an opportunity to tell my story and to remember, to honor everybody that perished that day, all 2,977 people that died on 9/11. And I also come to remember those who I knew, those who I worked with, and those who I related to. I lost 2 firefighter nephews on 9/11, Lieutenant Peter Freund of 55 engine, and firefighter Timothy Patrick Sweeney of Ladder 3. They were lost as well. Yes, that morning I traveled in here when I could see the World Trade Center.
You know, this thing about it, man. How many life we lost. That World Trade Center, man. That's what 2000, 2001. You know what I mean? When they hijacked the plane and went into the World Trade Center. I'm gonna tell y'all something. America can't put an end to the hijack. I'm gonna just be real because she's gonna run into more than she expected. Why you think in the very beginning of 2025 there's a lot of plane crash? Because there was a lot of hijackers tampering with the planes, man. People that's coming in for these foreign countries and stuff. There was. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I don't even get in no planes, man. I don't ride them, man, because you can't test them nowadays because so many planes been hijacked and America is gonna she's gonna run into more than she expected. Now hear me, man. In the very beginning of this year, you seen a lot of plane crash, y'all, and they investigating. They wondering why these planes is coming down from the sky. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all right now that you had many hijackers, and she wasn't expecting to get so many hijackers. Now she gonna be expecting, more. She's gonna run into more than she least expect. I'm telling y'all this, man. I'm telling y'all this. Please take it with a grain of salt. I'm telling y'all, man. Let me be the first one to tell you, man. Because they can't do no thorough investigation when it comes to these crashes, man. I'm telling you this right now. Let's go.
From Staten Island. I came in by ferry that morning, and I assisted however I could. I actually stayed here for 6 days before I went home. I had come here because there were people I knew, people I worked with, people I was related to, and I wanted to help however I could.
And you lost family members that day as well, right?
Yes, I come here, I volunteer here at the museum. It gives me an opportunity to tell my story and to remember, to honor everybody that perished that day, all 2,977 people that died on 9/11. And I also come to remember those who I knew, those who I worked with, and those who I related to. I lost two firefighter nephews on 9/11, Lieutenant Peter flying a 55 engine, and firefighter Timothy Patrick Sweeney of Ladder 3. They were lost as well. They each had 3 young children. And that's why I come here to tell my story, to make sure we never forget. It's not only a phrase, it's a responsibility. And that's why I come.
And, I think it's interesting that you volunteering here at the World Trade Center, the museum, the memorial, there are so many younger generations that don't know what happened. What do you take from the experience being a part of this?
Well, it's a great opportunity for me to be able to be here to do that. It transitions now. People are much younger. They weren't alive on 9/11. It gives me the opportunity to educate them about what occurred and also to inspire them. And I was inspired as well, if I might add, by the amount of support, the volunteers, the people that came for the months that followed during the cleanup and recovery. It was an unbelievable time in my life, and I'll never forget it. And it encouraged me to, since then, I've done a tremendous amount of volunteering in different venues.
And on a day like today, do you feel that same sense of...
I agree with y'all, man. Let's fight for our brother, man. Let's fight for Charlie, man. Because they don't want you to fight. They don't want you know what I mean. This thing is real, man. This thing has come to a bursting point, man. For real. This thing, I say it again, this thing has come to a bursting point, man. We gotta fight, man. Because they run an agenda, man. Satan run an agenda. And Satan don't want God's people to be victorious, man. And he's gonna test you to see how you're gonna hold out your your cool. He's going to try a lot of us, man. That's why a lot of people going insane. You seeing people, you seeing the insanity, and you know what I mean. You can't talk to a person nowadays before you get in the thought that their mind is evil, man. You can't. I say again, you can't talk to nobody today without you getting the thought that their mind is evil, man. See, we live in an evil world, man. We live in a world where we live on an agenda, man. You know. Let's fight for our brother, man. Because at the end of the day, man, look, man. When I say the internet is undefeated, man, we're gonna fight for this, bro. I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna dig everything. I'm gonna dig, man. And at the end of the day, we're gonna find out, man. We're gonna find out for where America is, man. For what these people is, man. Trump, you think Trump has some, you know what I mean, has some sincerity in his heart? Trump don't have no, see, Trump don't have no sympathy. He don't care. He don't care about nobody but himself, man. He don't care about nobody himself, man. You can't go after Satan, man. You can't go after his agenda, man. Once you go after his agenda, man, you see assassination. You think what he went through. You think that he's going to have someone? Why do you think Trump says? Why do you think he came out and says, man, the good thing he said was he was going to become president one day. That he could have become president one day. And since they knew that this young man would have probably ran president one day, his life get taken. See, this is why I said, man, your life don't mean nothing here, man. When you got FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, police, they supposed to be checking into things like that. They supposed to be on high alert. It's sad. This is sad. Let's go.
Unity so profoundly in the air, and when you speak to people around you.
Yes, I do. It's a very, very emotional day. You know, I come here like I mentioned on Mondays, and I still remember the people that perished that day, and many, many of them, 40% of them, have never been recovered. So to me, it's a very solemn place.
Yeah, and we have to remember so many people dying from 9/11 related illnesses. You're a veteran. You were an FDNY firefighter and NYPD officer. Thank you so much for giving back to the city. It shows that you're a true hero. And again, the legacies of those who we lost will live on forever. Again, thank you so much, Rosanna and Kirk. I mean, just an outstanding gentleman I had the opportunity to talk with. Really shows what this city is all about and how united we remain today. We'll send it back inside to you.
Absolutely. We are a resilient city, thank goodness. And so many people supported and helped us get through that horrifying time.
They continue to this very day.
You're absolutely right. Okay, the other big story that we're talking about today, law enforcement in Utah continuing to search for a suspect behind the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
2 people were taken into custody yesterday, but later released. Haley Fixler joins us right now with the very latest. What do we know, Haley?
Good morning, Kurt, Rosanna. Well, there's a lot to dig into this morning, and there's a lot of unanswered questions, like who did this, why, and why hasn't the shooter been found yet? Now, this, of course, is still a very active investigation, but here is what we know. The 31-year-old husband and father of 2 young kids was killed doing what he's known for, debating college students on campus. He was at Utah Valley University, which was set to be the first stop of a Turning Point USA campus tour. Turning Point is a conservative organization that was co-founded by Kirk when he was 18 years old. He's known for opening up a dialogue and entering into debates with students who have different views. Kirk was responding to a member of the audience when a single shot was fired from afar. That bullet hit Kirk's neck. Utah's governor is calling this a political assassination. We spoke with a former New York State senator and former Homeland Security advisor for New York about why it is taking investigators a long time to find the killer.
Rifle.
You see what I say? Why it's taking them so much a long time? Because they want to drag it out, y'all. You mean to tell me we got the best Homeland CIA police detective? You mean to tell me they can't find the killer? You see how sick things is? Do you see how sick they make things is? They allow you, you know what I mean, to see that they buying up more time. And the killer is still at large, man. This man is deceased, man, and his killer's still out there, man. Shows you what the country is all about. It shows you guys what this country is, what it is all about.
Sound of a report was heard, yet nobody turned, was able to identify an individual, which most likely means that the individual was shooting from concealment and maybe had some way to suppress or to hide the flash of the gun. And again, indicating that this is a sophisticated individual. One shot hitting the target from 200 meters away and then escaping without anybody seeing it. Those are the hallmarks of a professional.
President Donald Trump was close with Kirk. He said yesterday was a dark day for America. Trump has vowed to find whoever is responsible for Kirk's death and hold him accountable. Kirk and Turning Point encouraged young Republicans to get to the polls on Election Day, and some people credit him in part with helping get Trump reelected. Take a listen to what Trump had to say.
Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family who he loved more than anything in the world.
Back here in New York, all four mayoral candidates say this act of political violence has no place in our country. Trump has ordered all flags to be lowered to half-staff through Sunday. And again, the manhunt for this killer continues this morning. Kurt?
Thank you, Haley. Meanwhile, a man suspected in a brutal double murder in Queens is now in police custody.
Just dipping in there briefly to some of our coverage, courtesy of our partners on Fox 5 in New York. They first started with the fact that today we are commemorating 24 years since the September 11th attacks. And also, we are following any and all new developments on the investigation into the deadly shooting of 31-year-old conservative activist Charlie Kirk. We are going to step away for a brief commercial break, but when we come back, we continue to follow along with more of the day's top stories. Stay with us. You have a post here from FBI Director Kash Patel. Included in the post
Is even more concerning. That's a bit unusual. So it bespeaks of a lot of planning, targeted intentional violence, and we'll only
find out when we know who the perpetrator is what the real motivation was. But I absolutely agree with the initial assessment. Given who Mr. Kirk was and what he represents, it certainly appears to be politically motivated.
When we look at, all of the factors in this, they believe it was a rooftop shooter. They believe it was from 200 yards away. They believe it was just one single shot. What do you make of that?
A certain level of expertise, although you don't have to be a professional. If you're somewhat proficient with a rifle, with a scope on it, it's amazing how good you can become.
Stop scrolling. Were you locked up at San Bernardino Juvenile Halls, High Desert, Gilbert Street, or anywhere in the system?
In that phase, to be able to figure out exactly where to do it. I know it was advertised well ahead of time, but nonetheless, the fact that that person apparently was not under surveillance, they had no, unlike Butler, they spotted that person. So a lot of planning. It's kind of a classic hallmark of intentional and targeted violence.
Let's talk about, we mentioned the outdoor venue and all of the holes that were opened up because of that. And
Right.
you talked specifically about an event that you did security for in Rome.
Right.
And just how difficult that is. What are all of the different factors that go into trying to secure an event like that? And why is it almost impossible?
Well, first of all, pre-attack surveillance and surveillance of the security team is critical. If you only have 6 people, now I don't know if they had more. It certainly was augmented by the local university police, but that really is not sufficient to cover an area like that where you have several thousand people, that wide open space. You want to be able to see things coming before they happen. And so was this person allowed to be in place for a long period of time? How long? How well did he know what was going to happen? What was the agenda? Certainly Mr. Kirk had a pretty standard agenda, sitting down, talking to students, having this dialogue, tell me wrong. But it's surveillance, and then once you spot something that we call a very technical term, maybe DLR, it don't look right. If it don't look right, you've got to have the radio communication. You've got to have a response.
How was the shooter was able to manage to get away? I mean, that was a large crowd. Sure, it was a lot of people. But how was the shooter was able to to slide away and find that time where he would have got away, and which he got away. I want to say this, fam. A lot of times you gotta have a lot of, a lot of armed security and people at the scene, man. Because a lot of times when people at a rally, you get like a serial killer, a sniper. So, you want in all precautionary, you want to make sure someone's safety is someone's person's safety is going to be protected. Where they can be a political official, where they're an activist, someone steps safety, have to be where it has to be looked at. But all precautionary steps have to be taken, serious. I've been saying when John F. Kennedy was riding an open car, at his presidency, when you're a president like that, and you ride an open car like that, shows it's a needless risk. Especially when anyone holding that high in office. Now let's go.
surveillance capability. And so we don't know if that was in place, but what leads me to believe that that person was able to get away so cleanly is it probably wasn't the case.
I think the other thing too, and I think about the University of Idaho killer who went into this home and killed those four young people, and all of the things that were going on behind the scenes. I'm sure, as you know, there's a lot going on behind the scenes right now, as far as what they're looking at to try to find this person.
Right. So first of all, this is a humongous crime scene. And they've had to secure it all night, and they'll do it as long as it takes. On top of that, they have a manhunt. So very resource intensive and driven. Hopefully they've been able to determine that they were able to find the bullet. That's really important to help us determine caliber and what kind of weapon. And then scouring social media. One of the things I've learned with my clients over the years is you have to do a social media scrub. Did this person have a manifesto? Did they give any preconceived ideas of what they were thinking about and how to do that? And realize hindsight is 20/20, but it's the kind of stuff we really need to find out right away.
Dave Benson, always great to have you. Thank you so much. A tough subject, and we appreciate you being here with us this morning. Thank you. And we appreciate our partners down at Fox 35 in Orlando, as they are also covering the story extensively, as are many media outlets across the country. The shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, and here on your screen, a live image of the White House in D.C. as those flags are being flown. Have staff escort them. We haven't gotten any new information from overnight in terms of where this investigation stands today. Really, the major headline is that the shooter is still at large. But I'd like to bring you that latest update that we had from investigators down there on the scene from last night. These are all the details that we know, but in case you didn't watch it, we'll play it out next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot at an event at the Utah Valley University.
When I look at these people, they don't show no seriousness, man. Of a man that was assassinated, man. This make me this a joke, man. This all a joke, a government, cover up, an inside job, and it's sick to me. You know, that they would do this. This man leaves a wife, family, his college league. He leaves a lot of people, you know, where he got to leave people behind, man. All behind someone decided to just take his life, and this was no more than an inside job. They didn't already show you guys that they wrote the book of Trump, last president. They have a book of Trump being last president. Some serious stuff. You know what I mean? It's some serious stuff, y'all. It's some serious words. Trump says that this man could have ran for president. You know what I mean? The next day he said that. So my question to you guys, how do they really feel about the man? How did people really feel about Charlie? This is why you know what I mean, a brother just comment in the comment section that fight, fight, fight. Yeah, we have to. We have to. We gotta fight, fam. like never before, like never before, like never before. And whenever you see, not just you see black on black killings, not you just see police killings, not you just see white killings. Yeah, we got a whole political problem. This really becomes a political issue. Let's go.
He was taken by private vehicle to Timbernova's hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is a
Now, suspects still at large. They saying it was a large gathering, one shot fired. Suspect still at large. The suspect was somehow he was managed to get away. And you see a lot of people at the rally. This is why nowadays you gotta just be careful going out and large, gatherings. Because this is we all thought that America could be a safe place. Taking a chance, being out, going out with large, huge gatherings is this to me, it's not safe anymore, man. Nowadays, you got to be careful where you go now. You know, nowadays it's like you got to be careful. Take having kids at a bus stop, waiting at a bus stop. I remember my dad. He used to, he used to take me to school, or he used to, drive me at my bus stop, wait till the bus come, because it's so dangerous letting your kid, walk to school, or letting your kid walk to the bus stop. We are in some dangerous times. See, let me tell you, man, we are in some times that, you see presidents being assassinated. You see, and an advocate, assassinated. This thing, I tell you guys, man, this thing have come to a bursting point. America, America is a wicked land. It's a cursed land. It's a wicked land. It's a land where evil and filth, you see, murder, robbery, adultery, drug addiction are the only laws that is respected. And this is why you see evil is accepted and good good can't come in. Good can't come in.
Large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake Field Office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Jimenez, we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now. I'll say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who were witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel.
This is an ongoing investigation, man, and I wish that they could get the killer and get family can get justice, get a closure at the end. You know what I mean? But to me, this seems like it's a big joke. You know what I mean? A government cover up, an inside job, an inside hit. Man, this should never happen, man. This should never be allowed. You know. This like to me shows jealousy. We have jealousy. We have envy. You see discord, greed, malice, murder, robbery, adultery, drug addictions. You know, our Our people are struggling mentally, physically, psychologically, economically, spiritually, and we live in a corrupted society world where you see a corrupted justice system, political system, educational system, spiritual cultural. We see how this economic legal system is looking. Let's go.
We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
That that is just a political assassination. It becomes a political issue that we always have. And I don't think for a second Republicans, Democrats ever solve a political issue that becomes a political problem.
We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation, here in the state of Utah, have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal.
Now, the investigation is ongoing because they have a lack of investigating. You see, they just brought two people in custody, they interrogated them, and the two people was ordered to be released it out, and now they back to square one where the killer's still at large. Don't y'all see this is a government cover up? This, you know what I mean? This was a hit. It's like they didn't care what this man left behind, man. This is why we gotta fight, man. Now, you know what I mean? Not only you see black people target, man, this American people target. This is going down that I want y'all to see. This thing's going down where the gender that they on is real, man. You know what I mean? It's real. And Satan ain't let no one come between his gender. This to know they kill their own. This thing's just personal, man. See, taking a human life at will shows that the country and government, you know what I mean, is classified, you know what I mean, by outlaws, master assassinators. Master assassinators shows the country to be a country where, you know, there's no freedom. Let's go.
Clear right now. To whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah. Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, this is Dope Tech from Wix. Now, this whole flow is a conversation, so your words actually build.
If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has brought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
That is not George Zinn.
That is not George Zinn. That is correct. possible information relating to the shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody? Where? How long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Can you guys start with the possible shooter?
Wait a minute. He said it's the second person involved? Man, look, I'm going to tell y'all something. Whoever the shooter is, the shooter is sending a subliminal message you know, or could this just be a whole government just cover up where they're buying time to actually trying to find the shooter? Ain't nobody running president of the United States but Donald Trump. I'm gonna let me tell you why. Because Trump, you know what I mean, he's the last trumpet call. Whether you want to believe it or not, he's the last trumpet call. The people already wrote a book of Trump will be last president of the United States. Trump is the last president. And see, this is why God allowed you to be president. Because at the end of the day, he's gonna try you. See, Joe Biden, he couldn't handle it anymore. And many Democrats is gonna put their hope into a billionaire. And here we are. America is in trouble. I'm going to say it like that. She's in trouble.
Do you want to talk about what we know there? Yeah.
The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. We do know dressed in all dark clothing. We don't have much better description other than that. The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a potentially from a roof. Yes, a longer distance shot from a roof.
So to clarify, the security camera. So we were listening in here. This was the latest update that was provided on video, in which several investigators, their law enforcement personnel, and officials down in Utah did give some initial comments to the press and also answer some questions from reporters. Now, of course, in this, we do know that two people of interest, they were detained yesterday. Both, though, have since been released because it was not confirmed that they were connected to the shooting at this time. And I do want to point out that today at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, the FBI is set to provide an update on this assassination of 31-year-old political conservative activist Charlie Kirk. So again, that is set to get...
Y'all said that book was written many years. Y'all said that book was written many years. You know, look, y'all. I hate to be so blunt with y'all, man. Trump is going to be the last trumpet, as y'all can say. Your fire alarm going off. This reminded me to tell you guys. Well, tell the people this, man. Trump is the last trumpet call. He is. See, whether you say that book was written years ago, I'm telling what I'm telling you. Trump is not going to let no one step between his gender. These people, they want to get rid of you. This is what they showing you. A whole government cleanup, government cover up, man. I want y'all to see the whole picture here, man. It shouldn't take them that much time to find the killer, man. But it's taking them that much time. Then they telling you, well, there's a there's there's a second there's a you know what I mean second suspect. Well, how many shooters you know what I mean we you know what I mean we got. See, Trump is running on a gender, and see see you see how dumb American people are because we sit here and cast our votes and vote for people that don't have no kind of fresh ideas, don't have no idea for American people. People start when Trump started getting off. People start saying Trump, 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 Trump. No, trumpet, trumpet, the trumpet call. God gonna allow him to be president because God's gonna allow Trump to see his heir. And I can bet you my bottom dollar it's gonna be the people. It's gonna be his own people want him out. He's already getting the chant, the boos. It's gonna be his own people wanting him out because you start to see that people sick. They sick and tired, man. See, Trump gonna go. He's see. God's gonna allow this man feel pain, pain that you never feel in your body. He's gonna let him feel pain that he gonna need to get you know what I mean biotics because it's gonna go into the antibody. You know what I mean? You see Trump health problem becomes a very hazard. You start thinking that man, he don't look tall like he say he is. He don't look tall like he say he is. Trump, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Trump don't look, man. Look, Trump you know what I mean? Where he lived with fast food, eating fast food. Trump don't have a fast metabolism, man. His food goes right inside his belly. See, the thing I'm saying is, man, a lot of people thinking how much longer do Trump have? You know what I mean with his health. His, his health become a hazardous issue. Let's go.
Get underway in about 45 minutes or so. Be sure to count on us here on Live Now from Fox because we will bring it to you in its entirety. I also want to refer back to some more of this courtesy of the FBI. Now, this was also the latest post that they had on their social media account on X, in which they said this. The FBI is working alongside our local and state law enforcement partners in Utah to fully investigate and seek justice in the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Anyone with information photos and video from the incident can help the FBI identify more answers by sharing the files here, and then they do provide a link there in order for any of these witnesses to.
I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. Trump don't show no kind of concern, although he's gonna just continue to apply more heavy National Guards, man. You know, the president ain't gonna never talk about you know what I mean. We gotta we gotta solve all hateful killings. He's not gonna get on the press to talk about these white on you know what I mean white crimes, these black on black crimes, these police brutality on black you know what I mean American. He's not gonna do that. But he wanted to send more national guards, man. And this is why you know what I mean we gotta be careful. Because when they come in with a mind of their own, man, you know, Trump don't care who he just you know what I mean disturb, man. Just look at the mayor of Chicago. He said he was pleading. He's like, Trump, please don't come and bring your military to Chicago. You have the mayor of Chicago telling Donald Trump, please don't send your national, you know what I mean, guards into our city. See, he's only here to cause havoc here. I've been telling you, y'all gotta understand, man. We American people, we are no more use, man. We are no more use to them. And we all, some of us all made agreement with death and hell. And that's why the Revelation talks about the the pale, you know what I mean, the pale horse, the rider. Because some of us we all you know what I mean made agreement with hell and death. You know this thing when this thing gets all said and done with you know what I mean if you learn by America ways, if you continue to follow America and learn by our ways, where do you think you're going? I want y'all to think for a second. Because 99% of us don't even know that our future here is at stake. We sit in the crossfire. But I'm not asking you to leave America. I'm not asking you to leave America, but God is going to divide us. He's already showing you signs we see. You know what I mean? How the earth was split in three different fragment shape. Look what's going on in Africa right now. Nevada and Alaska. Look at France. Look at the landslides. Look at the Cascade Seduction Zone. A mega earthquakes is hitting at the Cascade Seduction Zone, which causing, you know what I mean, seismic, you know what I mean, activity to erupt, which we get an uptick. Right in Oregon, Washington, is they seeing a uptick. You see the Los Angeles San Andreas fault lines, they getting an uptick. You see San Francisco fault lines, it's an uptick. The earth is speeding up. But why? Why is speeding up? Because America, you know what I mean, and her governments, the U.S. governments and world leaders are speeding this thing up. Then you see people start pointing the fingers in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? But this, you know what I mean, we see is really happening, man. And now we gotta say this become an issue. Let's go.
Submit all of those tips. They also had another statement there, that a photo that you see, in which they said, quote, as soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake City field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI alongside our partners, and that stagement, that quote, was courtesy of the special agent in charge down there for FBI in Salt Lake City. So again, we are expecting that update coming up at 9 a.m. Eastern time here, the latest in the investigation and the manhunt for the shooter in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Remember, that shooter is still at large. I want to take us out to this live image that we have at the White House over in Washington, D.C. Because we know that officials are participating in 9/11 ceremonies across the country. But we did just get word that Vice President J.D. Vance, instead of going to some of those planned
Cooper. Asia S. Cotton. Lieutenant Commander Eric A. Cranford, United States Navy. Ada M. Davis. James D. Deepening.
If you've ever had to choose between groceries, rent, or staying connected, you are not alone. If you're
Rodney Dickens. Lieutenant Colonel Jerry D. Dickerson, United States Army. Eddie A. Dillard. Petty Officer, First Class, Johnny Dother, Jr., United States Navy. Captain Robert E. Dolan, Jr., United States Navy. Commander William H. Donovan, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Charles A. Dross III, United States Navy, retired. Commander Patrick Dunn, United States Navy. Petty Officer, First Class, Edward T. Earhart, United States Navy. Barbara G. Edwards. Lieutenant Commander Robert R. Elseth, United States Navy Reserve. Charles S. Falkenberg and his wife, Leslie A. Whittington, and their two children, Dana Falkenberg and Zoe Falkenberg. Petty Officer, Third Class, Jamie L. Fallon,
United States Navy. J. Joseph Ferguson. Amelia V. Fields. Gerald P. Fisher. Darlene E. Flagg. And her husband, Rear Admiral Wilson F. Flagg, United States Navy Reserve, retired. Petty Officer, Second Class, Matthew M. Flacco, United States Navy. Sandra N. Foster. First Lieutenant Richard P. Gabriel, United States Marine Corps, retired. Captain Lawrence D. Getsprin, United States Navy. Cortez Gee. Brenda C. Gibson. Colonel Ronald F. Galinsky, United States Navy, United States Army, retired. Ian J. Gray. Diane Hale McKenzie. Stanley R. Hall. Carolyn B. Hammond. Michelle M. Hindenburger. Sheila M. S. Hine. Petty Officer, First Class, Ronald J. Hemingway, United States Navy. Major Wallace Cole Hogan Jr., United States Army. Staff Sergeant Jimmy I. Hawley, United States Army, retired. Angela M. Houtz. Brady K. Howell. Peggy M. Hurt. Lieutenant Colonel Stephen M. Highland Jr., United States Army. Lieutenant Colonel Robert J. Heimel, United States Air Force, retired. Sergeant Major Lacey B. Ivory, United States Army. Brian C. Jack. Stephen D. Jacoby.
All right, you're listening there to the reading of the names over at the Pentagon. The 9/11 anniversary here, 24 years later, President Trump and Melania attending. Right now, as we mentioned, I do want to take you out to another event that is going on right now as we are getting an update on the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Let's pop up the audio and listen in.
We will reach out to you as the media, and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we're confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately. Last night I communicated with Erica. The family's devastated. As a commissioner of public safety, as a father, as a husband.
You know, I want to say, man, the families, you know, just take a moment to pray, you know what I mean, for Kirk family. Because people, you know what I mean, people mourn, people grieve different. So let's take this time, you know what I mean, to pray for the family. You know what I mean? They need closure. They need to bring the killer in, you know what I mean? Family need justice. You know, let this not be long, you know what I mean, that they, you know what I mean, track the killer, man, because it seems like to me, you guys, not that they making a whole government cover up with this, but this was, you know what I mean, an inside job. You know what I mean? Good man that he was. You know, just like how good man you had John F. Kennedy was, good man as Reverend Martin King was. I want to say people don't deserve to have their life taken. And you know, when we see good people go, this is a sign that how we have to find unity where it's need. Unity is needed. Love is needed. We live in a country where it's so spread apart that hatred becomes so real. People become so strange. People can't trust, you know what I mean, each other. You might want to say and ask yourself what kind of world we living in if people can't trust themselves, if people can't get along. See, this is the world we living in. Let's go.
I can only imagine what that family's going through. The heinous event that happened yesterday is not Utah. This is not what we're known for. Over the past several weeks, we've seen this state come together to help families in mourning, come together as a community to show what Utah is known for a state of character, of service, of camaraderie, of a neighboring feel. We will not stand for what happened yesterday. We are exhausting every lead. We have every officer invested in this, every investigator, every local agency. The outpouring of support from the law enforcement community has been astounding. We are investing everything we have into this, and we will catch this individual. Having walked through the crime scene, through the hallways of this school, through the classrooms, I can't imagine what the people on scene felt as well. A horrific event where some of them barricaded in classrooms, some of them ran in fear. Can't overstate the tragedy and the horrific event that yesterday was. to bring.
All right, you guys. Pretty much gonna probably wrap it from here. But I thank for all you guys coming in. Share this video. As a matter of fact, 46 of you guys, man, make sure you guys, before you walk out, man, hit that like button for me, man. Smash that like button. You know, for a couple you guys that left, smash that like button. You know what I mean? It helped the YouTube, It helped the algorithm on YouTube. So definitely we're gonna definitely be back, man. I'm gonna be back with more content, man. So you guys stay tuned, man. I think I cover enough. You know what I mean? But yeah, just definitely stay tuned for more content updates. Please, stay subscribed. But from here, we out. Thank you guys for tuning in.